Magic. It's something we all wish we had, but something we just can't get. With that being said, if you want some powerful magic, you could play my brand new card game, ChaosCards, the playable shitpost where nothing is balanced and everything beats everything. Let's get into it. In this episode, we're going to be going over the Iron Chain Mages. These wizards, witches, and mages in training are crazed lunatics with the ability to become one with mana. This insatiable lust for power has driven them to the brink of madness, being able to cast spells without spellbooks and growing stronger in the presence of magical essence. With all this in mind, let's dig into some of the power-hungry cards this archetype has. Starting off with a couple of their minion cards, these guys are your standard 1/1, 1 cost units, but the difference is what happens when you play a spell. As you can see, all of them have spell break, meaning that when you play a spell, something happens. So if we take a look at the crazed script reader, we can see that it's a 1/1 unit with a +2 spell break effect, meaning that if we play a spell, this bad boy turns into a 3/1 card. These 3 minion cards alone can be deceptively strong, but only in the presence of spells. Without them, they're just regular 1/1 units. Moving right along with some of the mids they have, the Catalyst Weaver. This guy's a little strange because he has Manaborn and Spell Break. Manaborn means that the unit is considered a spell, so when you play him, it's treated as you playing a spell, but he also has Spell Break, so this grants him Holy Barrier and the ability to spend an additional 1 mana to deal 1 damage to any target. And while they don't have the best stats, this is an insanely good card because he triggers Spell Break effects. Next up is the Curse Speaker. This card is a little more sensible and easier to use, and it has a powerful effect that's locked behind Effect Break. And what's Effect Break, you may ask? It's a spell break, but only with effects. So let's say that we played Catalyst Weaver and paid that 1 extra mana for its effect, we can now use the Curse Speaker's Effect Break effect, if that makes sense. Then we'll round it off with some of their master cards. First up, the Cursed one. This guy looks like he belongs in the Cursed Kingdom because he has a special condition that makes it so his effects only take place during the end phase, and all of his damage is considered spell damage. So this means even if he attacks and deals damage, this is counted as spell damage. So things like Damage Barrier, Damage Immunity X, and even Heart Scales are completely useless against him. Alongside this, all damage he deals is dealt as 1 spell, meaning effects like Bulk that reduce all damage taken by a certain amount is more or less useless because you're only reducing 1 instance of damage instead of multiple. Combine this with the fact that this damage takes place during the end phase, aka not combat, meaning Equalize also can't save you from his wrath. Next up, we've got the Chained Oblivion. This guy's a powerful stat stick that synergizes very well with almost everything the Iron Chain Mages have. His effect is to trigger Spell Break of a unit on your side of the field when you play a spell. He also triggers an Effect Break effect of an ally on your side of the field when he attacks. And to top it all off, he gets +1/1 for every Spell Break and Effect Break used this turn. And finally, the Archmage of Nasmanai. This guy doesn't have great stats, is pretty expensive, and generally can't fend for himself, but he makes up for it with his 3 different effects that are counted as spells. The first being a generic 2-cost ability that deals 3 damage, the next being a disarm on a target and reducing their health by 2 for a short time, and the next one being a cowardice and reducing the target's attack by 3. These crippling debuffs make him significantly harder to take down, and he also has a spell break effect that heals him by 1 health. This seems insignificant at first, but take into account that this guy alone can heal himself for 3 health every turn, but combine this with the fact that he has 8 other units on the board that also heal him 1 health with every spell he casts, and he's actually deceptively hard to take down. And now that we've got some of their awesome units out of the way, let's dig into their stats. In terms of power budget, their power is decent because they're only really strong if you have spells to play. So oftentimes they're going to be weak, but as soon as you play a spell, they really come online. Their combo is quite high because a lot of units have synergies with other units' effects in the Iron Chain Mage archetype. And as you can imagine, their effects are their strongest asset. While they don't have the strongest effects in the game by a long shot, the amount of effects they have access to is completely unmatched. And finally, their difficulty. They are decently hard to play because they are aggressive and you need to know how to manage your mana. And without mana, these guys are basically sitting ducks, so you have to keep that in mind when you're playing them. And in terms of their playstyle, they are a highly aggressive, not super defensive, somewhat utility focused, and highly counter focused. Overall, I think this lands them on a solid spot right here in the archetype matrix. That's going to be all for this episode. Leave a comment or something and let me know if you guys want to learn about the Zen Mages, the defensive counterparts of the Iron Chain Mages.